Hi, Miss Chloe. How are you? I'm going to have my feelings on why I'm not going to see the third Spider-Man film unless I hear that they finally got the character 100% right. And the reason why is because Spider-Man has let me down pretty much for every film he's made. I thought Far From Home was going to be the one that redeemed himself, but that wasn't. I don't hate all of them. I like most of them, but the only ones I really hate were the first was Spider-Man 1 and 2 from the first two Sam Raimi films. Then they started to get really good, and then when 3 came, I was kind of impressed because I never thought you would see a good Spider-Man film that was actually not bad. But then it wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't. These, it's just that it still wasn't quite right. It wasn't 100% like hell yeah, like hell yeah, I'm Spider Man. Mm, it was more like a hell yeah, I'm Spider Man, I guess. Uh, that's my best way to describe it. And then you know, Amazing Spider Man was a step forward, then Amazing Spider Man 2 was a step forward, then Homecoming came, and then wow, that's the closest it's ever came. It actually got to 90% of getting his character right. That's never ever came close before. Before it was like the highest it got in was Amazing Spider-Man 2, which is the closest his personality was, and before Homecoming, which was like 29%, and the rest were 25 and 20. 20 was the Spider-Man 3, and 25 was Amazing Spider-Man. Then there was a little movie that came out. It was called Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse, and he got his character right down to 100%. So what was the problem? Peter Parker. Yeah, it's because they got his personality right to 100% for the first time, and I was kind of disappointed with the Spider Verse, and because I want to see Peter Parker as the main role. There, I said it. And it was good. But Peter Parker is my favorite Spider-Man, not Miles. In fact, Miles has always been my least favorite. I still liked him. I mean, I always liked him as Spider-Man in the comics and the movie. But I really just there's something about Peter Spider-Man that this I don't know what it is. This besides him being sweet and funny and nerdy, there's something special about him. And probably as far as long as I live, I'm never going to get to see that on the big screen, I guess, or anyone else. So, I just feel bad. And then when Far From Home came out, they got his personality right to 50%. Homecoming was 90. Peter Parker Spider Man, both the old Spider Man and the young Spider Man Peter Parker, was 100% right. that's exactly what he would act like if he was those ages. So anyway, I'm speaking of Spider, let's review Into the Spider Verse, one of my favorite yet most disappointing comic book films. So the film opens up with the narration of Spider-Man of how great he loves being Spider-Man, and he's been Spider-Man for 10 years now. And then this kid called Miles, he gets Spidey powers but doesn't know how to use them until the third act. And this bunch of he runs in Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Spider-Man dies from the hands of the Kingpin and his henchmen. So it's time for Miles Morales to take on the mantle of Spider-Man and become the one and only Spider-Man. Then he runs into this old depressed version of Peter Parker, who's from a different timeline and has been Spider-Man for 25 years. And then he meets Gwen Stacy, who's been Spider-Girl, for who best friend was Peter Parker, who died, couldn't save him. And then we had see cameos of Spider-Ham and Noir Spider-Man, played by Nicolas Cage, another Nicolas Cage himself. And they all team up and ditch Miles because he can't control his powers, and this is after his uncle got killed, who was this really real Kingpin's henchman, who was about to kill Miles, but he revealed that who he is. He reveals his secret identity, so he just couldn't go for with it because he loves Miles. And so they tie Miles up because he can't control his powers, and has the other Spider-Man decide to do the job without him. And you don't see enough screen time for them to really get to know each other, but by the third act, when Miles gets control of his powers, they suddenly best buds, all the group of them. Pretty stupid, huh? Yeah, it is, but it's you buy into the stupid illusion. And and he manages to control powers for the power of love, because his father says to him why he's so hot on him, because he sees this spark in him, kind of like what I saw in Peter in the comics. And Miles has that same spark. He just wanted. He just thought he was special. And he it's his way of saying that his uncle died by the hands of Spider-Man, because that's what he thought. And then after seeing Spider-Man's actions, he realized that there's no way that's possible, because he doesn't know this, but this Spider-Man who we saw that killed his uncle, Miles' uncle, is Miles Spider-Man. And so all the Spider-Mans go back to their own timeline, while Miles kicks ass as Spider-Man and takes down the Kingpin and destroys his machine in this cool epic climax. And he says to his dad, "I love you," while making his voice sound deep. And this is like, because earlier, this is a little nod to early on in the film when his father said, "You gotta say I love you back," and says, "Dad, I love you." As his dad embarrassed in front of everyone. So, yeah. That's a nice nod to early on in the film. And that's the film ends, and he says, it was Miles' narration how awesome he loves being Spider Man, how awesome he is. And Gwen Stacy, who is Spider Girl, communicating him telepathically through a portal. And it ends on a cliffhanger. And that was Spider Man to the Spider Verse. As fun as it watches, as awesome as it is to watch, which is an unusual visual style and fun characters, it's my least favorite Spider-Man movie, okay? I don't hate it all because I hate the first two Spider-Man films. Let me make that clear once and for all. I hate the first two Spider-Man films. I don't count them as my least favorite because I just hate them. I want to cut off that head for both of these films. I want to cut off the heads from both of these first two Spider-Man films. This I will give a pass, give it a thumbs up, and I don't know. I think I would have loved to they made Peter Parker the main character. Sure, they didn't have to make him a kid again, but they could have focused on the depressed version of Peter Parker because the depressed version of Peter Parker in this film is the most complex character in the film, and they decided to hand this to Miles Morales, who is the most simplest character in the film, any more than Spider-Ham, who was a pig. Literally. That's all I gotta say. I'm feeling kind of hungry, and that's what that sounds coming from my stomach. Bye.